everybody. Welcome to this video. Hope you guys are all doing very well. As you probably know from the title of this, I thought I would go through with you regarding what mods I'm using for my current Skyrim playthrough, Skyrim Special Edition. Now, I'm playing on PC, so if you're a console gamer, some of these mods may not be available. So bear that in mind, but I think a few of them are, so could give you a good idea. If you're a PC player and you don't know about mods, I'll try to explain a little bit about them, and but I won't do like a full tutorial because there are people out there who do them a lot better. A guy called Gopher, who I'll probably leave a link in the description to, does really amazing work. So on the left here we have my Nexus mod manager. This manages all the mods I have installed. And on the right here we have the Nexus website, www.nexusmods.com. Okay, and on here you can see all these games they have. They also have so many more that there are mods for. So there's loads of things. Now obviously we're going for Skyrim Special Edition. You can see that's the 6th highest at the minute. It's also got Fallout games, and obviously Skyrim is by far the largest with, what's that, 1 billion downloads. That's a lot of downloads, guys. So yeah, and you can see the Bethesda games rule the roost on this kind of website. There's still a few other ones, but let's jump into Skyrim Special Edition. So on the website here you can see that we've got the flash page with like hot files. These are files which are popular or maybe just been released, and we also have options here where we can browse. Now what I'm going to do is go through my mods and then bring them up on here as we go. As well, there are loads and loads of them. You can have a look through files of the month, top files, so many things. If you're playing normal Skyrim, there are just, I apologise for that, as it's telling me that Warza has installed. I just thought I'd do this while I was waiting for it to install, but Windows loves its little update stuff, doesn't it? Anyway, so let's have a look at what we've got installed. Here we go. Okay, so this is the list of everything that's installed at the minute. Compared to normal, like regular Skyrim, not Special Edition, that's not a lot, but it is a fair few mods. So let's start, I guess, here. These are the actual Skyrim game files. They have to be there. Skyrim, Skyrim Update, Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn. So the expansions as well. It's a good idea if you're going to mod anything to make sure you've got the expansions, because a lot of mods will require them. But you can check that out in the actual thing. First up we have Campfire. Okay, so we're going to search Campfire in here. Campfire. Or Campfire, should pick it up anyway. And if we go to most endorsed, we can see it's here. So this is the thing which allows me to do camping. Basically, it's by a mod author called Chesko, who is a legend. And yeah, so it allows me to build a campfire, create and buy camping equipment. It gives me the little perks as well for like camping, which you would have seen, and it's basically what you need to go with Frostfall, which is another mod we'll see soon, which you may be aware of, and it's got some cool little pictures here that we've got. If I wanted to download this, it's so simple. Basically, once you've got the Nexus Mod Manager installed, you click download with Nexus Mod Manager, and it just downloads it, but pops it in there for you. Simple way. Next up we have the unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch. I won't go to that on here because it's just basically a patch which fixes a load of stuff in the game, which Bethesda didn't. Even in the Special Edition there's still loads of bugs, and this helps to kind of iron them out a little bit, so it's a good thing to have. Next we have the static mesh improvement. Okay, so let's go for static. We can probably see which one is the, yeah, there we go. They have like different language ones and stuff like that. So static mesh improvement basically improves the look of certain items within the game. So you can kind of see here that vanilla. That's what vanilla looks like. That's what the static mesh improvement mod does. And it's got loads of these different things where it just improves the texture. You can see the chains here. Before they look kind of very flat, and here they look really chunky and nice. And it does loads. It's quite a big file, but it really does make a nice kind of difference to the game as well. The things you see, I seem to notice it more definitely on the ropes as well. You can see those ropes look awful, and these ones look really nice and chunky. And I think like door handles and stuff like that. If they've kind of got some here, which I can see. Chests as well, definitely. You can see the chest there. If you think my chest look different in game, look how flat that is. That's really bad, actually. Really flat. This might be like non-special edition, but even so, it still looks a lot better. So that does that. Vivid Weathers is the next one I have. This Vivid Weathers, most endorsed. There we go. So this will give you loads of new weather effects and things like that to the game. As you can kind of see here, gives me these kind of amazing looking sunsets and sunrises as well, which you may see, and just kind of like a nice variety. So it's not just either sunny, rainy, or snowy. You know, there's more choices. There's more in betweens basically as the way the day looks as well. So that's pretty cool. So it features like 500 plus different weathers. Super cool. 150 new cloud textures, volumetric fog, stuff like that. And yeah, there's loads of cool. And also on the website you'll see there'll be videos and links to people's videos which will tell you more about the mods if you are interested in it. And on different mods there'll be different settings which you can set to and things like that as well, which is pretty cool. A lot of these mod authors put a lot of effort in, and when you think that modding is completely free, it doesn't cost you anything to set up an account on the Nexus, it doesn't cost you anything to download the Nexus Mod Manager, it doesn't cost you anything to download this. You can of course donate, you can also buy a premium membership on Nexus which will speed up your downloads, but I would say that the normal downloads are not slow. I usually find it takes me, to download all of these, it would probably take me a few hours. But obviously once they're there, you've got them for, for whenever, basically. So next up we have Immersive Sounds. So, whenever you type Immersive in, make sure you type the second thing in, because, my goodness, there are a lot of mods called Immersive. Okay, so here's the Immersive Sounds. What this does, it just adds really nice sound effects, quite what I would call chunkier sound effects. So, like the bow certainly doesn't sound like twangy, it sounds more kind of thuddy. And like when I use it on my magic as well, it sounds quite nice and thuddy. Now, apparently there was an issue with the Skyrim Special Edition audio where it apparently the compression they used actually made it sound worse than the original Skyrim audio, so it's kind of worth sometimes getting these mods themselves just to kind of like help you out, because sound is really important in game design for sure. Next we have uniques. Where are we? There we go. What this does is it actually changes, like, replaces the models and textures for unique items, so it's got a list of them here. And you can kind of see some of them here, so that's the actual, as it would look in game. You can see that is a beautiful looking sword there as well, same here. And this as well, like, they are really, really good looking in game. And that's the, I actually have this one, don't I, Red Eagle's Bane, I think it is. I hope to get some more of them, because look at that, that is just a stunning looking weapon in game. I think I've got that one actually as well. That's a pretty dashing looking sabre as well. So yeah, I love little things like this where it just changes the the look of a weapon, so it just looks, as it says, unique and special. You know, makes you want to use it, even if it's perhaps not quite as powerful, shall we say, as another. Next up, we've got immersive armors. Immersive, let's do that, but then instead of that, we'll put armors. Armors. I always put ARMOURS. Here's immersive armors. This adds kind of like pretty lore-friendly armor into the game. You can see one here, and here as well. We've come across a few of these within game. Some of them are a bit scantily clad, so I'll skip over those ones. But yeah, that looks pretty badass actually. Same with that one as well. They look really nice. They'll also usually tell you as well what mods they use in the screenshot, so if you want your game to look like this, then they'll give you a kind of list of mods which they've downloaded. That looks really nice, doesn't it, actually, that shield. And again, it gives you this. This is a very, very popular one, and yeah, it adds some really, really nice armour into the game. There as well, some of them I'm not too keen on like that, but I appreciate coming across people wearing things like that. That's some sweet ass Daedric armour. I think that's Vass's outfit currently, actually. Maybe not currently for you, but currently for me. In there, and yeah, it's I love that kind of coming across people wearing different things, because I think I said this before, like in an episode, that wow, where's the water? Water Special Edition. Is that the one I've got? Well, anyway, I think this might be the one I've got. I can't remember, but it makes the water look good. But yeah, sorry, going back to the armour, I said when you think about it, there's not a huge number of different armours in the game. Certainly if you compare it to something like The Witcher 3, which I know is kind of unfair because they're different games, and The Witcher 3 is obviously a lot more recent to Skyrim, but you know, when you choose either light or heavy, you really only have like, what, 5 or 6 choices to go for, and it's nice to have like a lot more different choices, mix and match, play with things as you go. Obviously you do get a bit more with the expansions, but you know, but it's nice to get a few more armours. So yeah, so water, honestly, if this isn't the water texture I use, then it's just as good. There's loads which are really, really good. You can see that they look really nice compared to the kind of vanilla stuff going on. Yeah, so that's nice. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to use the same water mod I've got, but to kind of give you an idea of what they do. Again, I don't know what you have on console, if you do play on console, but I'm sure there'll be a few here which are on there. The Forgotten City is a quest line we have played through on there. A lot of fun, really good. Won a few awards actually. And yeah, it's really, really cool. Some screenshots here from it. Brings back some good memories. It was a cool quest line actually. I think looking back, I probably would like to have done it a little bit later on, because I was kind of anxious to get through it, to explore a little bit more of the world, because we kind of went in there fairly early on. But also looking back, I'm like, yeah, I really enjoyed that. That was a wonderful kind of looking area to go to, and I can go back there at any point as well now, obviously, without spoiling too much for people. So next up I've got Bosma armour. I really like this armour, but yeah, here it is. Bosma armour pack. I really like this armour. It looks super cool, but I think it quite suits the character I have. But it's kind of like it's got 5 different sets all around this kind of theme. Some are heavy, some are lighter, and yeah, it's really nice. You don't obviously have to be a Bosma to wear it either, don't worry. It's got these kind of nice, quite nice kind of cape on it as well at the back, and yeah, it looks pretty good. I like it. If I was playing a Bosma character, that would 100% be the armour I'd go for. I don't think it quite looks as good on my Kashyyyk character, but I may go back to it at some point. I may change my mind once I pick up some others. So this is something which I picked up. Actually, I think it's the retexture I picked up. So it retextures the glass. You can see the original glass there, and it retextures to this kind of red colour. Now, I personally don't like the normal glass armour colour. I find it really garish. You may feel the same about this, but I think it just looks a little bit nicer. It's got that kind of like, okay, it's been superseded, so it's actually this texture now. I think it looks really nice. I'm still not too convinced by the way the glass weapons look, but I think I'd certainly be happy using like a glass bow or something like that. And it may be that the glass armour is something which I move on to with this retexture. But I wasn't a big fan of the original glass armour. It just, I mean, it's bright green for a start, so yeah. Well, you've seen it probably. You can make your own mind up. You may love it, but I didn't like it too much. More Weapons Please is a mod that adds in different weapons, basically. You can see them here. I think I've actually picked up some of these, like death daggers, before. That's more kind of like a scimitar, and they'll show you kind of like everything which adds in as well, which is really nice. That's quite a nice little axe, actually. It's a nice shield. I wouldn't mind that shield, actually. Probably didn't even look at this when I downloaded it. Probably just that's actually a pretty awesome looking weapon as well. Kind of like a cleaver, but slightly thinner. That's a nice. I haven't seen any of these. Where are these bloody things? I'd use that sword for sure. I've seen this sword loads. I haven't seen that one. I may have seen that one actually. I haven't seen that. That's a pretty sweet looking weapon. Wow, okay. Quite nice doing this. I get to kind of just have a little look through as well. Winter is Coming is the next on the list. Sorry if this is a bit too small for you, if it's like on one side, but I thought it was the best way to do it without flicking in between different screens, if that makes sense. Winter is Coming adds cloaks. You may have seen myself and Lydia, or Vass and Lydia rather, have been wearing cloaks. It synergizes with Frostfall to allow you to keep warmer when you're out and about. You don't have to use Frostfall with it, you can just do it for aesthetic reasons, but I like both aesthetic and practical as well. So it adds like a load of new cloaks and things like that, which I find it strange that wasn't kind of in the game originally, considering it's in such a winter climate. But I guess one of the problems with games is that you can't add everything in. I'm sure the developers had like very grander ideas than what actually came out, even though Skyrim is quite a grand game, but you always have to chop out some things, Let me just load it up. This is where my internet fails. There we go. Frostfall, one of the kind of classic mods of the day. So what does Frostfall do? Well, it's a hypothermia simulator, hypothermia survival. So Skyrim's obviously a very cold and harsh environment, and it doesn't really reflect that in the game because nothing happens to you. You can walk around in your underpants and nothing will happen. Well, in Frostfall, if you do that, you will die, or maybe not die because you can set it on different levels. But let's put it this way: you have to think about things a little bit more when you're going out and about. Obviously, synergise with camping. You can start fires to warm you up and do all that type of stuff. Also, add some other crafting elements to the game. You can craft camping equipment. You can make snowberry extract to allow you to swim in water, because water will make you really, really cold as well. gives you little bonuses for different things as well as you go through. So you'll see like in here as well, which is pretty cool. I really love this mod. I think it takes the game to a new level, and I think if you're a very first time player of Skyrim, like, I don't really recommend it because perhaps sometimes it stops you from going somewhere you might want to go immediately. But I love that challenge as a player of Skyrim for since it came out since day one. Put hundreds of hours into the game. I love that, but if you are not that sort of person, and perhaps you're new to Skyrim Special Edition and just want mods to make it look better or add a bit new content, Frostfall might not be for you, and that's totally understandable. Another one very similar to Frostfall, in so much as I just said, might not be for first-time players, but certainly people who perhaps want a bit more of a challenge on their playthrough, is I Need. This basically makes you have to eat and drink throughout the game. So you'll see my character Vas, he will be eating and drinking through the game. It's not terribly invasive, so it doesn't you're not gonna I don't struggle anyway to eat and drink, but it just does make me think about things a bit more when I'm travelling around. Haven't got enough food, gives you buffs for having a varied diet as well and stuff like that. So it's a fun little mod, I think, anyway, personally. Next up we have Inigo. Inigo is a companion you have in your quest line. You guys may not have met him yet, but you will do, don't worry. He's great because he also interacts with your other companions as well. So you can use him as an extra companion. You can have 3 companions, whereas normally you can only have. Sorry, you can have 2 companions, whereas normally you can only have 1. And he also interacts with them as well, as I've kind of seen, which is really, really cool. And he kind of he's got a lot to say about lots of different things, which is really cool, and it's all voice acted as well, really well. So it's pretty cool. Follower mod. There's a few other ones which are pretty cool as well, but I've gone with Inigo. I haven't used him before, so I'm excited to kind of see what he does. Next one is a purely cosmetic one called True Eyes Special Edition. This is really just the eyes, as you can kind of see on characters, not just your personal character, but on their nice eyes, on NPCs as well. So you may seem like, I think I've come across some vampires and they've had these absolutely glowing red eyes, and it's pretty cool as well. Serana, I think, with her blue eyes there. I think you get a few options and choices with what you go for as well, but it looks really nice. It just adds another definition to the improved faces, which have always been a bit of a problem in Skyrim. Oblivion has terrible faces. Weirdly, I do find it's very weird. Fallout, I think, has always done fairly well with faces, but for some reason, Elder Scroll games, they must use a different artist, because I've always felt that they've never quite managed to nail the faces that well. But I think they do in Special Edition fairly well. Certainly a lot better than most others. Most of the other Elder Scroll games, anyway. Next up, another mod by Chesko. So he did Frostfall, Campfire, and now this one, Belfast and Quivers. So Campfire will add backpacks, and they look weird when you have your quiver poking out the top. So what this does is it puts it down by the side there, which is actually a fairly realistic place for you to have it. They would have that, archers in olden days, they would have it kind of there as well. Because obviously you can get it quite easily just by reaching your arm back, your right or left arm, whatever. There's the glass armour, that's why I've never quite liked it. Yeah, it's a nice little mod, just adds that little touch, I think, and works well with your camping equipment and stuff like that you have. Next up we have real Daedric artifacts. Okay, this is a slightly smaller mod. It doesn't do anything cosmetically, but for the Daedric weapons that you get given, what it does is it eliminates the need to charge them, so they will always have charge. Now you might think that's a bit cheaty, but I think when you think about it, you've been given this special weapon by a god, and you're telling me you have to keep charging up all the time. Well, that doesn't for me personally, doesn't make a lot of sense. I can kind of understand one way, but I kind of feel like that doesn't make too much sense. Like, they give you this amazingly powerful weapon, like you shouldn't have to recharge it. So what this does is removes the need to charge those. All other weapons you do need to recharge, so only these ones. Next up we have got KS Hairdo's Light. Whoa. There's hairdo. Here we go. I don't know why I went for light, but yeah, this adds new hair basically. So when you see Lydia, you would have seen her with really cool hair, and this is why, because this adds nice hair to characters, rather than it doesn't have a vanilla comparison here, but if you know what vanilla's like, you know that this is a big improvement on it anyway. Next up I have Imaginator. That's something I actually need to play around with a little bit more now. So Imaginator is a mod by My Good Eye and Gopher, and basically allows you to change the tint settings on your world. It doesn't actually show you too much here. It summons this guy, and using menus with him, it allows you to just change the tint on the game. It has no performance hit as well, and it's really nice. I haven't played with it that much because I've installed an EMB recently, but I'll go through that in a bit. Next up we have Fire Lens, which is a kill move mod. So if you know in Skyrim, when you use a kill move, it only ever activates when it's the last person in combat. Now you can turn that off, which I like doing because I like the kill moves personally. I think they're cool, and you can put how frequent they'd be, how frequent they are against you, and all this kind of stuff basically, which is really good. I like that sort of level of detail as well. Next up we have a really cool mod as well called Moonpath to Elsewhere. This is another quest mod like Forgotten City, which we will be doing at some point in the game. It takes you to Elsewhere, which will be very exciting for Vass. Gives you whole new creatures to go up against. There's an airship, so that's cool. And yeah, so looking forward to that. I won't go into too much detail to spoil anything there because I haven't even played it. So next up we have the Skyrim Flora Overhaul, which I fairly recently installed. It just adds density to the trees. I went back home with this on, and I'm not gonna lie, I did lose about 15 frames per second, but my god, it looks beautiful. So I kept it on. I don't think that was the only reason I lost 15 frames. I added an EMB as well, which is also fairly intensive, but my goodness, it was stunning. And what this does is it updates the tree lot, which means that there's more trees visible in the distance, so you don't get that kind of pop in or cut off, or just barren distances. You can kind of see the way it looks. Adds this kind of denser flora in forests and things, and it just makes it look stunning. It really, really does. As I say, it can be a little bit performance intensive, so if you have a weaker PC, then just bear that in mind. for your lives. What this does is when a dragon attacks, the townsfolk will run indoors. It's kind of that simple, really. So guards, members of the companions, vigilants, and centaurs, and the players' follow teammates will not run. They will stand and fight. Farm animals will not run either because they're stupid. That includes your horse. But other citizens, they'll run into the house or run away. And that's good because you don't want them dying from a random dragon attack. Plus, it's not very realistic if they are they're dying all the time from like dragon attacks because they're trying to like punch a dragon to death. So, and lastly on here we have our blood effects, which just amplifies that a little bit, which is kind of cool. Looks pretty nice. Now I did mention EMBs. Now EMBs are something which have only fairly recently come to Skyrim Special Edition. Let me find the one I got. I can't remember which one it is. I may play around with a few different ones to kind of get the right look for the game. An EMB though basically plays around with all the lighting effects and look of the game. So let's have a look at the most popular one, re-engaged EMB. So this makes your game look like this, which as you can see is simply stunning. Let's get this actually full view so you can have a look. Yeah, it's stunning. It is extremely intensive on your computer, so if you don't have a good one, do not expect your game to run at anything above like 20 frames per second. Without this I can get about 45 to 50, which I'm happy with because I am just a sucker for this kind of beautiful looking landscape, and it looks amazing. There are other things you need to download. You can't just download this and then do it, but as I said, there are some good instructions on the internet, on YouTube especially, of people step by step how to do it. It's really simple, and don't worry, it's not going to like corrupt your game or do anything like that. It's very easy to turn it off again if you don't like it. You just delete a couple of files which you put into your game. It's really that simple. But you can see like it just does make the game look truly stunning. And as I said, there's lots of different ones which do different things as well, different looks to the game. And some are more intensive than others, so you can get kind of like light ones. That's I guess like a kind of faded type thing. They also add in quite a lot of this I can't remember what it's called now. God, my mind's gone blank. But where it focuses on things and then blurs the background as well. God, I can't know. I can't remember the name of that. I think I'm getting old. Now I want to know what it is because I can't remember. Okay, so look at this. It's got like loads of cool filters on it and stuff like that. This is not the one I use personally. Depth of field. Sorry if you were screaming that. That's the one. But yeah, they certainly make the game look absolutely stunning, and they did this in the original Skyrim, which is why a lot of people on PC were kind of a bit like, well, I don't think the special edition really adds that much, because my old Skyrim looks amazing because it could get it to look pretty much like this just from the old Skyrim. Of course, it ran like utter crap and used to crash all the time. Like all the time. I had like EMB stuff, things like that, and I could get something fairly stable, but it would crash a lot on original Skyrim because the way the original Skyrim worked was it didn't have it didn't allow the computer to use more than like, I don't know, 2 or 4 gigs of memory at any time. Even if you had more, it didn't matter. And as a result, like when you're trying to load all the mods up, sometimes it would just crash to desktop straight away, or sometimes it would in game. You get problems with like your save game bloating and stuff like that, and there was a lot of problems, but I'm pleased to report that so far for me personally, I think I've only had one crash in Skyrim Special Edition, which, considering I've put in probably about 40 to 50 hours now, is exceptional, so I'm happy about that. No doubt some of these mods help out with that as well. But yeah, so as I said, I recommend Nexus mods to get your mods from. You can get them from the Steam Workshop, but it's, in my opinion, it's not as good. It doesn't offer you a range. Generally everything that's on the Steam Workshop will be on Nexus, but usually there's extra things on Nexus that aren't on the Workshop, because a lot of people don't like the Steam Workshop, so kind of bear that in mind a little bit as well. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I guess probably not that short a video, but I just wanted to do something because a lot of people have been asking like what mods I use, why I use them, and I'm constantly checking this website out for new mods and seeing what they are and how they look and stuff. So the modding community is fantastic. It really is. It's, for me, the overriding reason why PC beats console. Sure, mods may be coming in for some console games, but like not to the vastness that you have on PC, and they can turn a game which, to be fair, if mods didn't exist on Skyrim, I probably would have played it through a couple of times, not come back to it, maybe played it through a bit on the Special Edition, but just done that. I wouldn't have put in the hundreds of hours that I have on the game, and you know, if I wanted to, I didn't have to pay a penny for any mod. I did donate to a few because of the enjoyment I get out of the game, but you know, other than that, it's really barely. It's cost me way less than even a DLC would cost me. So, you know, imagine that. And these people give up all their time to do this for free, just for people to enjoy. So there you go. Thanks for watching, as always, and yeah, I'll catch you guys next time. If you have any questions, just chuck it in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. See you soon.